with what the name should be. I think the most important part is Lavender in solidarity with some of the other schools across the country. But the most important thing is to make a moment of pause for Carthage. A moment of pause and celebration for our graduates. I'd like to thank Will Langston for making this space for this to occur, and to the LGBT+ conference for hosting. I'd like to acknowledge that Professor LaShonda Mims was the one who came up with the idea. And while LaShonda is now teaching in England, no longer at MTSU, we certainly are grateful to her for saying, hey, why don't we do this? And at that point, I was like, yeah, why? And she's like, you're going to help. Here we are today. So thank you, LaShonda, while you're not here. We appreciate you. I don't know if she's tuning in or not. That'd be cool. And thank you to all of you who have come to show your support and to celebrate with us. What's going to happen? What is this program? What's going to happen? My friend says program. This is the greeting. We'll have a welcome address from Dr. Michelle Stevens. We'll introduce a featured speaker, Dr. Marisa Richmond. We will then have a professor up named Dr. Roberta Chevret, who will confer a stole on our graduate, and we'll have an amazing moment. And we will also have a community invitation to recognize folks who might not be named and might be graduating, and also folks who have graduated in the past from MTSU and from any university or college who have not had the opportunity to be celebrated at a Lavender graduation. So that's sort of our run of show, and I'm excited to get a move on. So without further ado, I'd like to invite Dr. Michelle Stevens up to do the ceremonial welcoming of all of you. Dr. Michelle Stevens.
Thank you.
You're amazing.
So special. Okay, let's down a little bit. Hello. Welcome, faculty, staff, advisors, students, family, friends. This is such an important moment, such an important time. I think about the support. I'm a counselor, and I think about the importance of knowing that you are supported in order to feel okay. And not just okay, but a sense of belonging, and just knowing that you're okay. So I think this is really important, to have a space where we are encouraging and affirming everyone. So welcome. Welcome to the graduates. And we have one graduate, right? Yes. For your achievement, congratulations. It's an amazing moment, and just welcome.
Thank you, Dr. Stevens. Our featured speaker today, I feel a little like I'm a little in over my head to introduce. It's absolutely my honor to introduce our speaker, Dr. Marisa Richmond, who teaches history and women's and gender studies at Middle Tennessee State University. She has 3 degrees, all in U.S. history, from Harvard University, the University of California at Berkeley, and George Washington University. She is a prolific author and speaker on transgender rights and has served on many boards at the local, state, and national levels. She has been recognized for her work with many awards. To say Marisa Richmond has led a career in service to community would be a vast understatement. Please allow me to tell you a few of her endeavors to illustrate. She is the president of the Tennessee Federation of Democratic Women and co-chairs the Transgender Advisory Committee of the Democratic National Committee. Yes, really. She served on the Democratic National Committee, was elected to 4 terms on the Davidson County Democratic Executive Committee, and was president of the Davidson County Democratic Women. She also served as a Tennessee delegate to 3 Democratic National Conventions. She is a member of the Metro Nashville Historical Commission, having previously served as a member and past chair of the Metro Nashville Human Relations Commission, of the ad hoc Nashville Mayor's Council on the Status of Women, and the Davidson County General Sessions Court Judicial Equity Collective. She served many years as the president and lobbyist for the Tennessee Transgender Political Coalition. Dr. Richmond's indefatigable commitment to representing and advocating for transgender rights and her choice to undertake those challenges through active participation in the process and systems that govern our communities is certainly impressive. Equally impressive is her commitment to our students, to education, to scholarship, and to our community here at MTSU. Dr. Richmond is an inspiration to our campus, our community, and our world. I know I personally have felt stronger over here working in the Bragg building, knowing that Dr. Richmond is doing her work on our campus and wherever she goes. Please welcome Dr. Marisa Richmond.
Well, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. And first and foremost, most importantly, congratulations to the members or member of the class of 2024 with us here today. This is a great moment in your lives, and you should be quite proud of your imminent achievement. Graduating from college means overcoming many challenges. Now, some of you may have supportive families, and that's great if you do. It's a real asset to have a family that's standing behind you and supporting you along the way. But many LGBTQ students do not have supportive families. They do not want you to be out of the closet. They refuse to recognize your partners or acknowledge your name or gender or identity. If you happen to be in this latter category, you're here today because of your perseverance. And we're here to help you celebrate and honor the strength that you have shown. Regardless of your family support or lack thereof, you may have had to navigate a difficult journey through school. Classmates, and sometimes even professors, my colleagues, may or may not be affirming. You should not have to navigate such hurdles. But if you have, we want you to know that we understand. Virtually all who have ever come out as lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, questioning, or intersex will tell you of their own stories. And many of us who have survived will tell you it does get better. Unfortunately, you are leaving an environment which, believe it or not, is probably more protective than anywhere else you'll be in the rest of your life, to enter a world which seeks to marginalize you. Some are trying to erase you and deny you your basic constitutional rights. There are many on the front lines fighting for you and invite you to join the cause. But you shouldn't have to. This is the year 2024, after all. We should be further along than we are. Equal protection of the laws should be something you should expect from those in power, not have to demand, because it is your right. Every single LGBTQ person deserves to live in peace and enjoy the same rights and opportunities and privileges of every other person, even in the fascist theocracy of Tennessee. When I was growing up, my parents told me not to let anyone treat me as a second-class citizen and to stand up and fight for myself. And as an out African-American transgender woman, I've had to carry that lesson my whole life. You should not have to fight the same battles that I have fought. We are entering the second quarter of the 21st century. But unfortunately, we are in a position where all of us have to fight these fights. And yet, despite these ominous words, it has gotten better. At one time, I would never have been allowed even to teach on this campus simply because of the color of my skin. Others who came before me have made it possible for women to crack that glass ceiling of academia. Many universities do have women, even Black women, serving as presidents of those universities. So opportunities have arisen that were denied to so many for so long. And despite hostility from our own state government here in Tennessee, the Supreme Court of the United States has stated that federal law guarantees the right to have a job in our chosen profession. For that matter, it wasn't that long ago that our so-called allies refused even to say the word transgender or acknowledge our existence or challenges. The idea of a Black trans woman, and do we have the photo? The idea of a Black transgender woman being appointed by a president to help craft education policy or be welcomed into the Oval Office was once unthinkable. Well, here I am. We are making progress, and doors have been opened for you that were once considered unreachable. Despite the challenges ahead, don't focus on your limits or what other people define as your limits more precisely. Instead, focus on what you wish to do, your dreams, your aspirations, and what you're capable of achieving. After all, the idea that a Black trans woman from Tennessee can place her fingerprints all over the Resolute desk with the express permission of the President of the United States was once unthinkable. One day, and I hope in the not too distant future, an LGBTQ person will sit behind that desk. And there is no reason it cannot be one of you. So I'd like to offer again my deep-hearted, sincere congratulations. And I look forward to seeing what you will achieve in the next stage of your life. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Dr. Richmond. I'm really glad you made sure the photo went up. I got a little teary. Not that I'm emotional. I am. I would like to now invite up Dr. Roberta Chevrette. Dr. Chevrette is going to deliver what I like to call the mentor address, and she will confer the Lavender Stole. So this will be the Lavender Stole ceremony.
Thank you. I have the honor to get to say a few remarks about our graduate today. And our graduate today, Elliot Certain, who I will invite to the stage in a moment, is our second graduate here at MTSU to participate in this ceremony. And our first graduate, Sophia, is also here in the audience. And I think it's really important to recognize the bravery that even attending a ceremony like this takes. and not just bravery, but also an awareness of the struggles that came before you, the struggles that are ongoing. And so these are students and graduates who are committing with their bodies, and their presence to be a part of making the world better. And I want to say first, academically, Elliot is an all-star. So Elliot transferred in with honors from Motlow, and then has been the recipient of numerous scholarships and awards here, including the Marion Clark Award in Social Work. And Elliot has also committed to serving the university in numerous ways, including the Intercultural and Diversity Affairs Office, being on the advisory council as a student for that office, the IRB student representative, all kinds of things. In fact, sometimes I wondered, as Elliot's honors thesis advisor, how could you do all of these things while also facing a number of challenges along the way, the kinds of challenges that LGBTQIA plus students in the South face, and having to forge and find new chosen families of support in order to live as his true self. One particularly impressive way in which I first came to know Elliot as a communication studies professor, we housed the debate team in our department. And Elliot has actually been the top debater in the state of Tennessee for the past 4 years. And is currently holds the title of the second IPDA debater in the entire nation. So in terms of representing MTSU, you couldn't ask for someone to better exemplify the strengths of our students, the accomplishments of our students. And yet, has the university or, challenges that you face within your experiences here always given that same support? No. Elliot's had to face professors who would not call him by his name or pronouns. And early in the honors thesis process, Elliot actually had a professor of high ranking suggest that the topic of anti-LGBT legislation, on which Elliot wrote a very impressive thesis, should not be the topic for a thesis because it was a biased topic. And so the thesis should instead be a pros and cons analysis of the legislation. And through all of this, Elliot stood strong. And the thesis that was written, called I Am Your Constituency, Voices and Perspectives of LGBTQ plus Tennesseans on Anti-LGBTQ plus Legislation, is an impressive feat in which Elliot collected voices of LGBTQ plus college students and put them together into advocacy materials to directly share with legislators. And so to have Dr. Marisa Richmond give the address today, I couldn't think of a better person to represent this continuity of commitment to change and commitment to direct involvement in that political change.
Two final things to note is that Elliot has been serving an internship this semester in the legislature and is currently choosing between University of Chicago and Carnegie Mellon for his public policy master's. So it is with great admiration, respect, and love that I invite Elliot to the stage from Middle Tennessee State University, Elliot Certain of Murfreesboro, Tennessee, Bachelor of Social Work, minor in honors.
Hello, everyone. When it came out that I was going to be the only graduate this year, they asked me to put together a short speech. So I have a few things that I want to say, especially since I have some friends and some chosen family here in attendance. I stand before you today, not just as a graduate, but as a representative of resilience, courage, and the result of countless hours that my advisors, my mentors have poured into me. As the sole graduate of this year's LGBT Lavender graduation, I'm deeply honored to share this moment with all of you who have supported me along this journey. First and foremost, I want to express my gratitude to my fellow graduates who may not be here physically, but whose presence I feel in this room today, in every moment of solidarity and every shared struggle. Your stories, your triumphs, and your resilience have been my guiding light. We are a community bound by love, by understanding, and by an unyielding belief that we are worthy of every opportunity, every success, and every moment of happiness. To the faculty and staff that have championed our cause, who have created spaces for inclusivity and acceptance, and who have stood by us through our highs and lows, thank you. Your unwavering support has not only enriched our academic experience, but has also validated our identities and empowered us to thrive in a world that too often seeks to diminish us. To our families and friends who love knows no bounds, thank you for embracing us for exactly who we are. Your acceptance has given us the strength to be authentic, to stand tall in the face of adversity, and to pursue our dreams with determination. Your love is our armor, shielding us from bigotry and ignorance that seeks to tear us down. And finally, with any graduates that may not be here today personally, as we stand on the precipice of a new chapter, let us carry the lessons that we have learned, the bonds that we have forged, and the courage that resides within each one of us. Let us continue to challenge the status quo, to break down barriers, and to pave the way for a future generation of LGBTQ+ individuals who dare to dream of a more inclusive world. All too often, we see pain more than we do joy. We attend more memorials than celebrations, face more adversity than we do acceptance, but not today. Today is a testament to the resilience of our community. We will continue to exist and we will continue to thrive despite. As we celebrate this momentous occasion, let us remember that our journey does not end here. It is merely the beginning of a lifetime of advocacy, of empowerment, and of love. Together, we will continue to raise our voices, to demand equality, and to celebrate the beauty of our diverse community. Congratulations to us all. May we go forth with pride, with purpose, and with the knowledge that we are unstoppable. Thank you.
Congratulations. You're amazing. You really are. That's incredible. Well, we have an invitation that we always do, always being the second time, but we will always do. An invitation to any other students graduating in person or on Zoom or elsewhere who would like to stand or participate in their own way, however that may be, to be celebrated for their persistence and achievement. I always take a moment to let that happen. I'm not looking at anyone. If you're graduating, we celebrate you. Second, an invitation to celebrate students and alumni who have graduated in the past and have not had the opportunity, and that could be at MTSU or any college or university, and not had the opportunity to participate in a Lavender graduation. And for both of these constituencies, let's give a round of applause. We celebrate and honor all MTSU's LGBT students and alumni, here or not, near and far, and especially with the colleges and universities participating in the LGBT plus college conference ever, because you've been doing this how many years now? 11 years. We celebrate you and you. Please, another round of applause. And if there's any other expression or wish for celebration that anyone would like to share before we conclude. And thus concludes our second. Oh, I'm being told to direct you to the snacks. And whoever gets there first gets the best stuff. But we look forward to see the next thing is a. Isn't it a planning session? Isn't there a planning session? Okay, there's a strategy session. With Inclusion Tennessee. Great. So please don't run away. And Elliot, you're amazing. I can't wait to shake your hand again. Good job, everyone. And we celebrate you as well. Have a good day.